hard to really say where it began because it's changed so often.
We kind of had this image of this guy going to propose and then dropping it and jumping into the water. And we were like, well, what could be under there?
We all kind of gravitated toward this underwater kind of tropical feel because we wanted to be in a positive place throughout Thesis.
If it could just make someone happy or like laugh for a bit, just anywhere around that, that'll just make me really happy.
Off the bat, people are like, what do you want to do? What do you want to do?
Like me, I wanted something funny. Thaddeus wanted something that would maybe bring a tear to your eye. Liz wanted something colorful and with great characters and a great story. Marie wanted something technically challenging.
So the reason the four of us came together is because Marie was like an extremely talented rigger and character TD.
I was kind of anxious before coming to SVA because I had never touched Maya, Photoshop, any computer software at all. So I was kind of anxious, am I actually going to like this? And right away I really fell in love with it.
More than an idea for the project, it sort of emerged from people that I wanted to work with and what they were good at and what I like to do, and we sort of came up with a project that spoke to us based on some of those things.
It's basically about a man who's trying to propose to his fiancée, and he's got the ring and he's ready to propose, but his hands are sweaty, he's shaking, and he drops the ring and it goes right through the floorboards. So he has to dive in after the ring, and he kind of goes on this little journey underneath the water that changes him so that he's more ready actually to propose to her by the end.
The story we were working on was really character driven and meant to sort of speak to people. And
Well, we have our main character, Steven. Like, he just wants to do right because he's very composed, but like you can see a lot in his face. The girl is Charlotte. We really wanted this kind of, something mixed, something opposite of him. And she was supposed to be this like big ball of energy. And then we have Squiddy, and we really wanted this octopus that kind of looked like a baby.
And kind of is like the essence of love and brings him along this journey and aids him.
The shark was probably the most difficult. We redrew him so many times, remodeled him a bunch of times.
And there's also the shark, which kind of is the essence of like gluttony and anger, and it's kind of the opposite of what he should be feeling when he's trying to propose.
When it comes to rigging, the way I like to explain it is you're basically creating articulations and bones for a character. So it's like if someone gave you a puppet, but it was like constantly like this, you can't fold it in any way. I give you the ability to be able to move that character, give it expressions, facial expressions. Once I do the rigging, that's when I can pass it on to the animators that actually bring life to the character.
For the animators, in order to really have a reference, have a base for the personality and where to go with a shot, first like we would act it out.
And me and Liz sat in this room and we went over all of the angles. It was really funny though, because we were just bouncing all over the room trying to figure out what's going to be the best way to move this story forward.
And then we have like Thaddeus, who is an amazing animator, also lights and composites.
I knew from fairly young that I really wanted to do this. I sort of got a really bad computer, student version of Maya with the watermark, and I would just sort of like spend hours like trying to figure out how to make squares and stuff. So I knew that I wanted to find a college that did that.
I'm very much a look artist. Like, I like bringing it all together and very nice. I literally went from blue natural lighting into mysterious lighting into very dark greens for the villain, kind of like Disney does it. And then at the very end, we kind of evolved into this like orange pink sunset. But if you look at the color script and you have a constant connected view of it, you can see how everything's changing. And you can see the beginning, the climax, all these stuff, just because of the colors. So when you incorporate that into an actual film, it's so much more powerful. And we knew that our last final piece was like, we need an amazing story and we need amazing like cinematography. And that's where we hooked onto Nick.
And just bringing all those things together makes it happen so much quicker and gives you such a better result.
It teaches you so many things, just how to take criticism, how to give criticism, how to be very organized, because the work that you're doing depends on other people's work.
The more collaborative you are, the better you'll do, the more you'll learn, the happier you'll be. It's just like this, it's a cycle of happiness.
Everybody wants to be able to be a storyteller, I think, ultimately.
The tools are here for you if you're willing to take advantage of it.